It's the end of the week and while other people rest, this is the time that I start to be productive. Nagluto yung friend namin ng crispy garlic noodles and binigyan niya kami. And meron pa siyang pa-plating, so I decided na i-paint tong food na to. I also just got a new sketchbook from Semi Art. So ito yung first ever painting on this sketchbook. First, I lay out a sketch of the food. I'm not yet sure at this point if lalagyan ko ba siya ng outline or as is na lang siya. Hindi ko rin sure pa ano yung specific na art style preference ko in terms of drawing or painting through watercolor ng mga food illustrations. But let's see. Currently, ang ginagamit ko na watercolor is Pedeo watercolor. So for now, hindi ko siya nilagyan ng darker or pen outline. So I will paint this as is. For the first layer, I combined yellow ochre and lemon yellow. To add more saturation, nag-add ako ng burnt sienna on the second layer. While letting it dry, nag-start na ako to work on the cucumbers. Pero masyadong saturated and bright yung sap green, so I had to add a little bit of cobalt blue. The next thing I had to work on is yung plate. Since white siya, hindi na ako nag-add ng color. Instead, I work on the shadows sa baba ng plate. I used primary blue and ivory mixture, pero very light lang. So for the rest, I just build up another layer. So ganun lang siya paulit-ulit. Same colors, same mixtures until makuha ko yung gusto ko na color niya talaga. I also added some shadows sa baba ng mga cucumber para hindi magmukhang flat yung painting. After working on several layers, the next thing now is to add highlights. So gamit ko yung correction pen. I'm not sure if this will work. Medyo mahirap siyang i-apply and medyo mahirap siyang i-control. Especially yung mga part na konti lang yung dapat na highlights niya. Overall, hindi ko masyadong nagustuhan yung outcome niya. But it's okay since practice lang naman to. Maybe for the next mas makuha ko yung gusto ko na outcome. The last thing now is to add the signature. That night, nag-meet up kami with friends to drink and get together. Nag-take ako ng pictures ng mga food and drinks namin para gamitin as reference photo to practice to paint. Ito yung isa sa mga food na kinain namin and also one of the best ways for me to capture a memory is to draw them. First, I sketched the outline. Yung sa harap lang yung defined yung details and then sa likod, loose sketch na lang siya. The next thing na in-sketch ko is yung cocktail drink. And lastly is yung bottle of alcohol na sobrang cute ng lagayan. And this time, I added some outline using the Pigma brush pen. I like this one since it's very thin and it's consistent with the texture or outcome using paintbrush. I only added the outline of the glass and work on some details later while I paint. Sobrang daming details ng bottle na to but hindi ko na nilagay lahat. I only included those that are really defining the bottle and yung mga design na super interesting. Hindi ko na rin nilagay mostly of the details ng label. I just added the shapes. I am more satisfied with the second painting on the second page compared to the last one. Maybe balikan ko rin yung first na painting earlier and lalagyan ko siya ng outline para mas ma-define yung mga elements ng drawing. I also went back and added some details on the label of the bottle. I kept this one kasi sobrang cute niya din. So this is our Friday night vibes. I erased the pencil sketch using this kneadable eraser from Faber-Castell. And now we are ready to paint. After finishing the painting, I cleaned my watercolor palette with the tissue. For the next day, we went for a run from Greenway Park to BGC. Our training for today is a 90 minutes long run. We ran for more than 8 kilometers for 1.5 hours. Once we're done, we walked to Frankie's for a quick brunch. We ordered our usuals and Spam mac and cheese. This is so yummy, I'll be painting it later. First, I will do a rough sketch of the mac and cheese and I'll be outlining this with a Pigma pen. In outlining the sketch, I'm trying not to perfect every line. As you can see, most of the lines are rugged and curved. It doesn't really have a straight line. I just let the pen go with the flow. I'm not trying to make this super realistic food illustration, and you don't really have to copy the exact reference. So you can add or not include any elements here. It depends on you. You can just do it according to your style, according to your preference, or just the way how you feel it. So this will just be a very quick painting. For the highlights, I am using white gouache from Himimiya. So this is a refill. I just included it here in my watercolor pan. I prefer using this compared to the correction tape that I used on the first painting. I have more control on the stroke, on the application, and if ever I don't like it, I can just wash it up with water. I like how the opaque white highlights bring the artwork to life. It really tied the piece together. I really liked the effect of the outline, so I went over to the first painting I did and also added some outlines using the same Pigma brush pen. Here's the final look of all the paintings I did this weekend. I really like page 2. So if you enjoyed watching this, make sure to subscribe and see you on the weekend.